It was very interesting for us after the incident we had in January, where we had an unauthorised drone flying in Gibraltar, and unfortunately that brought a bit of difficulties for the airport. So it was important for us to actually be able to explain to the people who don't work with drones day in, day out about what the capabilities of a drone are, how it can be used, and what we can do to deter it. Obviously, we're looking for people who are flying with unauthorised drones. We're looking at state players. Very unlikely we're going to see that in Gibraltar. But also, unfortunately, we're looking at what the terrorists might do with a drone in the future.
Without giving too much away, what can you tell us about some of that preparedness training that was dealt with here, the areas that it deals with?
What I'm not going to say is what capabilities we've got, but basically what you need to be able to do is to actually know that a drone is present. And the drones these days are quite small. Therefore, you won't necessarily see them with the naked eye. So you need equipment that either looks at them passively, looking at the electro-optical ranges, or you need a radar. And then after you know the drone's there, then you need to be able to do something about it. So you want some jamming type of equipment, or just as simple as sending a policeman to the place where the operator is flying the drone.
Gibraltar's airport is right beside its frontier, so we've got a whole other country beside us from which they could come. So what's the level of sort of cross-frontier cooperation on issues such as these?
Yeah, over in Spain they've got a big issue with drones in the area close to the border. They have specialist teams in both the Guardia Civil and the Policía Nacional who are just looking for drones. Obviously there are belief that some drug smuggling will use drones to see if there are police out in the area. The Royal Gibraltar Police have informal links across the border, and if we do have a problem, certainly as we did in January, we get information from the Spanish side of the border as to what they know about the situation.
So with technology constantly developing in this area, how difficult is it to sort of keep up with the latest developments and adapt strategies and preparedness to that?
Obviously the technology is developing hugely. The Ukrainian-Russian war is allowing developments at an alarming rate. There are now different types of drone. We're used to drones that are just quadcopters, that's a drone with 4 little propellers. There are larger drones which now can fly all the way from Ukraine to Moscow and Moscow down to Ukraine using fixed wing models. So the technology is just going forward leaps and bounds.
The use of drones in Gibraltar is governed by regulations, so can you give us a brief rundown of what those are again, a reminder?
Yeah, obviously, if you do want to fly a drone in Gibraltar, you do need to get a permit from the office of the Director of Civil Aviation, which is my office. We will allow you to fly with as long as you've got a license off the shore, and we've got about 5 or 6 commercial operators that are actually allowed to operate over the land areas and the urban areas of Gibraltar.